Okay, folks, listen carefully, okay? I'm going to try and explain the unexplainable. Okay, this is so difficult for me to make you understand how important this information is. Okay, now, I told you guys that Elvis is going to somehow manifest his name, his image, his number, who knows, but it's going to have something to do with Elvis after some type of catastrophic event in Seattle around June 11th. Okay, and it could happen anytime between June 11th and June 14th, because June 14th is Trump's birthday, and Elvis and Trump are the devil twins. Okay, Obama is just the third wheel. He's like he's kind of like the capstone of the devil twins, Elvis and Trump. They, make up the unholy trinity. Okay, folks, listen carefully. So on October 28th, 1956, Elvis was the first famous person to take a vaccine on live television. He took the needle. He was the first famous person to do it. And the date is so important, October 28th, 1956. Because that was the day Bill Gates was born. Okay, Bill Gates turned 1 year old when Elvis took the injection, because Elvis took it in 1956. Okay, and the reason I'm pointing this out is because he's all a part of injecting the world. You know that, and like I said, Elvis is all about the needle, and Bill Gates was born in Seattle, Washington, where the Space Needle is, okay? And I told you Elvis is all about the needle. And Elvis was the first famous person to have anything to do with the Seattle Space Needle. He made a movie called It Happened at the World's Fair when the Space Needle first opened. He was the first famous person to have anything to do with it. And notice that his name is knocking down the Space Needle. And look what it says up here. Elvis swinging higher than the Space Needle. You see? That's why I said his image might be projected up in the sky after this catastrophic event. Like I said, Elvis is all about the needle. And here's an image of the Space Needle from above. And notice that it looks like the top of a record. This is an album. And that's how Elvis was first heard, on albums and on the airwaves, and Satan is known as the prince of the power of the air. And anyway, how do you listen to the record? And how would you hear Elvis? You would put the needle, and this is an arm, it's called, and then this is the needle right here. And look, it looks like it's got two eyes, like a snake. Like snake fangs, needle, get it? And it also looks like a bullseye, like a target. And in that movie, It Happened at the World's Fair, Elvis was a crop dusting pilot. So he was up in the air, right? And he was dusting people, putting stuff in the air, if you know what I'm trying to say. And look, it was the Century 21, that fair. And we're in the 21st century. Anyway, the whole reason I was showing you this is to make you understand, why did Elvis take it on October 28th? Why did he have to take it on Bill Gates' birthday, October 28th? October 28th is the 301st day of the year. And why is that important? Because, see, listen carefully. If you take 1 year, that's 365 days. Now, if you go into the next year and go forward 301 days, which will be Bill Gates' birthday, October 28th. So if you add 365 plus 301, you get 666. So October 28th, the day Elvis took the needle, would be the 666th day. Okay? That is why. Because Elvis is the 666 dude. So every second year on Bill Gates' birthday, it becomes the 666th day of the year. That's right, I'm saying of the year. I'm not stupid. I know there's only 365 days in one year. But I'm saying every other year, it becomes the 666th day. So remember, I'm going to show you again why Elvis is the 666th dude. Okay, now pay attention. Remember, I showed you that January is the first month, and if you go forward, it would be the 12th month in December, right? December is the 12th month. Now, instead of starting over and going back to one, I made January the 13th month because I'm just going forward instead of starting over. So it would be the 13th month, and then so on, and then again, starting over in January would be the 25th month. So anyway, so let's go to the 6th month, which is June. And then you go forward 12 months, it becomes 18th month. Go forward again, 30. You understand? So on. And I did that with every, calculation all the way up to, I did it all the way up to 1,000. But what I'm going to show you here is that June is the 666th month. Do you understand? And that's why Elvis is going to return in the month of June. And that's why Elvis's devil twin is Trump, because he's born in the 666th month. And not only is June the 666th month, it's also the 6th month and the 66th month. And the word twin equals 66. And I told you, Elvis and Trump are the devil twins, all right? And I told you he comes back on June 11th, right, Elvis? And June 11th is the 162nd day of the year. And it just so happens that June, the 162nd month, happens in June also. You see that? And look at this. Even the 222nd month lands in June. And I told you next year is 222, and Washington has been dead 222 years next year. Actually it starts from December 14th this year, but because he died December 14th, 1799. But all throughout the whole next year, it would still be 222 years since Washington died. And Elvis Aaron Presley, his full name equals 216. And do you know why that's important, the 216? Because 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216. I told you, Elvis is all about the 666. Okay, the 216 is very important. And of course, also notice that it has the same numbers as the June 11th date of 162. June 11th is the 162nd day of the year. Same numbers. But anyway, the 216 is very important. Washington died in December. Remember, I told you Washington died in December? Look, it's the 216 number is in December also. The Washington death month. And the 216th day of the year is August 4th. I told you the 216 is very important. And that's why Barack is part of this puzzle, because he was born on August 4th, the 216th day of the year. Which is the day, I'm telling you, Trump gets his head wound. And Trump was born on June 14th. And 614 equals 84. 6 times 14. And I told you Trump gets his head wound on August 4th, the 216th day of the year. And the reason they picked Barack Hussein Obama, not just because he had the birth date of August 4th, which is the 216th day of the year, because his full name equals 666. And I was the first one to discover this because I'm the only one who does this type of gematria. Okay, and also this first three numbers right here, this, if you typed in the serpent seed, this was the number you'd come out with in the first row right there. But anyway, I told you Elvis is all about the 666, and that's why he chose Barack Hussein Obama. And I told you Elvis, his favorite vacation spot was Hawaii, where supposedly Barack was born. He's probably the father of Barack, Elvis. And I'm going to prove to you why that August 4th, the 84 number and the 216 is so important. Because look, Elvis was born on January 8th, right? 1935. So look what happens when you type in into the date and time calculator. Elvis's birthday was January 8th, 1935. He was born to September 11th, 2001, when the towers fell. Look at this. It's 66 years, which is the twin number, 66. 66 equals twin, and it's 8 months and 4 days. You see? And Barack's birthday was 8/4, the 216th day of the year. And I told you 216 is 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216. And that means that between Elvis's birthday and September 11th, there's 8 months and 4 days. You see? You see how crazy that is? And look at this. It's 800 months. If you turn this, 66 years, 8 months and 4 days into months, it's 800 months and 4 days. And I told you Trump gets his head wound on 8/4. 8/4. You see, nothing is a coincidence. And I told you Elvis and Trump are the devil twins. 66 equals the word twin. And, I told you Elvis is going to return on 6/11. And what is 6 times 11? 66. The twin number. And I'm going to show you why the 11 is so important. Because, see, 11 has the word Eve in it. And what they're going to do is they're trying to tell you they're going to birth the Antichrist out of the sea in Seattle. You understand? Being born again. Elvis. He's going to be born again. Born out of the water. And remember, Elvis equals water in Gematria. It also equals reset. But look, El even. El means God and even. Like twins. You understand? That's what the 11 is about. Which is why they brought down the towers. Because the towers look like an 11. You understand? And the upside down 9/11 would be the 6/11. Okay, do you understand? And notice that this one had a needle, this building, Tower 1. And this is the Space Needle with the needle. But anyway, like I said, the 11 and the buildings look like a 1 and 1. When they brought the towers down, they're trying to tell you that they're bringing down the Father and the Son. Do you understand? That's what that was all about. Anyway, everything that I was showing you was trying to make you understand why June is so important. Because it's the 666th month. Okay? And do you think it's just a coincidence that Elvis died on 8/16 and the month of June starts with the number 6, 1, and 8? Look, 8/16, 8/16 Elvis died. And also, Barack's born in the 8th month, Elvis in the 1st month, Trump in the 6th month. You see how important all of this is? And now go scroll down. Watch this. Scroll down. Remember, Trump's born on the 14th of June. Now watch. If you go down 14 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Look where it lands on the 162. Because I told you the 162nd day of the year is June 11th. And it's 14 numbers down from the beginning of June, you see? June, the 6th month. Anyway, so that's that. Now check this out. So I told you how important the 42 is, right? Because Elvis died at the age of 42. Washington's the 42nd state. Seattle's initials with Washington, SW, equals 42. S is the 19th letter. W is the 23rd letter, makes 42. Let me just show it to you. So he died at the age of 42, Elvis. See, look, Washington is the 42nd state. And like I said, S is the 19th letter, W is the 23rd letter, S and W makes 42. And February 11th is the 42nd day of the year. And why is that important? Because, see, George Washington's original birthday was February 11th, before the calendar switched from the Julian to our calendar, which is the Gregorian. After that, they now celebrate Washington's birthday on 2/22. Do you understand? Next year is 2022, and it's going to be 222 years since the death of Washington. Everything is about these numbers that I'm showing you. Anyway, original birthday of Washington was the 42nd day of the year. There's your 42 again. And like I said, the 42nd month is in June. And you know, I told you that he's born on the 14th, Trump. Watch how I connect the 42 to Trump. So if you separate the number 14 from the T and H, the 14th, right? Separate the T and H. T equals the 20th letter, H equals the 8th letter, and then you add the 14, you get 42, you see? So the word 14, I mean, not the word, but the way the 14th is written right there, it equals 42. I told you, you know, I'm just showing you all the stuff. This one is not so important. And remember, I showed you that Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown on June 11th, 1977, the same year Elvis died. Elvis died on August 16th, 1977. Look at this. June 11th, 6/11, a horse won the Triple Crown, the most prestigious race in horse racing, and not many horses can do it. He wins, and look at his name, Seattle Slew, because they're going to slew Seattle. Do you see that? And remember how I showed you that S and W equals 42? Now watch this. So slew, the word slew has the EL in it. EL means God. And what are the remaining letters? S and W. Seattle, Washington, right? So that would be SW, I told you equals 42, so it would be the L42. You see what I'm talking about? L is in the word slew. S and W remain. SW equals 42, so it would be L42. Now watch as I destroy the matrix, okay? So remember, June has the 42nd month, right? There's your 42 number. And Elvis, he was born in January. January has the 37th month in it. So there's your 37 for the EL, because I told you the numbers 37 or 73 has the EL in it. I mean, it looks like the EL, the numbers 3 and 7 and 7 and 3. L means God. Okay? So look at this. So Elvis's month has the 37 and June has the 42. You see that? There's your L42. And how many rows down is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 and 4, right? The 44. And 44 is the kill number. Kill equals 44. So do you understand? The fourth number down is 37. The fourth number down is 42. That's your L42, and it's 4 and 4. The fourth number down on both of them. And I just showed you EL is the 37 number with the 42. I just showed you that with the Elvis numbers. L42 is Slew. Seattle Slew. Now pay attention closely. Now remember I told you that Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown on June 11th, 1977. Seattle Slew. And then I know I have the 10th here instead of the 11th. Now pay attention. I just want you to see that it's been 44 years right now, all the way up till June 10th. It's going to still be 44 years since Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown. So 44 is a kill number. And then if you were to put June 11th, which is the day I'm telling you that catastrophic event's going to happen in Seattle, it becomes 45 years on June 11th, you see, next year. And why is the 44-45 so important? See, look, while Trump is the 45th president, but he's only the 44th person. So he's the 44th and the 45th, okay? And you know Trump, he won the election in 2016. And Barack was still president in 2016, but he handed it over to Trump. You see, it's the 216 number again, like I told you. And it also was 216 years after Washington died. Everything is about these numbers that I'm showing you. And the reason I brought that up, because Barack was the 44th president, but he was the 43rd person. But anyway, the 44th president handed it over to the 44th person to become president, and also the 45th president, which is Trump. I know it's confusing, but I'm just trying to show you that everything's about the 44-45. Just like how I showed you that the word Space Needle, not only does it equal fallen angel, okay, it also, if you look at the numbers of space equals 44 and needle equals 45. You see? There's your 44-45 again. So let me just show you a little bit more. So remember, I told you that June is the 6th month, the 66th month, and the 666th month. And I told you that it's also the 162nd month. And why is that important? Because I told you June 11th is the 162nd day of the year, the day Elvis returns. And what's important is that you see how the numbers correspond. Okay, so the one, Elvis was born in the first month. The 6th is June, the month where Trump was born. So you have 1/6. And then the 2 is 216, they're saying. Do you get it? 2 16s. The P is the 16th letter, the PP. Okay, anyway, my point is it's 216, and that's why I told you that the 216 is so important also. You know, Barack was born on the 216th day of the year. That's what it's all about, the 216s. 1616, the PP. So basically, I'm just destroying the matrix for you little by little. You know, I've shown this before in the past. So from Elvis's birthday, the day he was born, January 1935, and if you go forward 1,616 days, which is the 1616, even number. Do you understand? It's about the L even. Do you get it? 1616 lands on June 11th. Do you understand what I'm showing you? This is the day Elvis returned, June 11th. And it's even number, 1616. And I told you can make the date 611 with this, and you turn it upside down, you can make 911. Okay, and look, you even have the 4, 5, and 4, 4 numbers, the 44 and 45 for the kill number, and for the Trump 45, and Trump 44 also, because he was the 44th person. So let me show you this last piece of the puzzle, because I could go on for hours with Elvis in the 611, but I'm going to stop there. Check this out. Remember, I told you 6 times 14 equals 84, and equals 84, and 84 is Obama's birthday, and that's the day Trump gets his head wound. Trump gets his head wound on August 4th, 84, and he doesn't die, and he makes a miraculous recovery, and 4 days later, like, he comes back. But anyway, he gets his head wound in Ohio. All I am 100% about is that he gets his head wound on August 4th. That's all I'm 100% about. Trump gets his head wound on August 4th, and he survives the head wound. And 99%, I'm sure that it's going to happen in Ohio, but I'm not 100%. So remember earlier when I was telling you about Elvis, and the Slew word and having to do with the 42 and the 37. Okay, watch this. This is just unbelievable, man. Remember, I'm telling you that Trump gets his head wound in August 4th, right? August is the 8th month, right? And if you go 4 down, it's the 44th month. Do you get it? 8th, 4th down is the 44 kill number. Do you get it? 8-4 is the day I'm telling you Trump gets his head wound. 8th month, 4th row down is the 44th month. 44 kill number. Can you believe this? Folks, listen, I can't stop. I'm going crazy. Look, you remember I told you about the triple crown, right? Because the O is a crown. Okay, so if you get 3 O's, that's the triple crown, right? And, the O can be either 15, it can equal the 15th letter of the alphabet is O, or it can be 6, broken down, because 1 plus 5 equals 6, okay? But anyway, so, because that's what the 69 is about, because 6 plus 9 equals 15, all right? So that's what the O is, 69. But anyway, the crown, 3 crowns equals 45, right? And then this one, 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 18, and Elvis is born on 1/8. Trump's the 45th president, right? And the triple crown, I told you how important the 3 O's are, right? Now watch this. So listen carefully, okay? This is the last thing I'm going to show you. You have to pay attention closely. So I told you when I put into the date and time calculator, because I want to start from the beginning of the year 0, but it won't let me put 0. It only lets me put 1. So this would be 1, 1, and 1, right? So now, because technically it should be 1823 right here. 1823, and this should have been 0, but it won't let me put the 0, so I have to add 1 year. Make it 1, and then this is 1824. But what's important is I'm just trying to show you from the beginning of time, 000 year. You go forward all the way to June 11th, and look what you get. You get the 666 plus the 000, the triple crown. Look at that. So remember, this is 1823, and this should be 0, but it won't let me put it, so I have to add 1 year. But it's the same calculation if it were to say 1823 and year 0. It would be the triple crown with the 666. I told you this 611 is so important to this monstrous charade that they're going to pull. It's going to be an incredible event, folks. Anyway, folks, I have so much to show about this chart that I created, about the months. You can just look at it yourself, because I'm going to go through it, because there's, like I said, there's so many numbers, but I showed you the most important ones, which was the 666 in June, I went all the way up to 1,000. You see? Anyway, the whole point of this video was just to show you how incredible the fact that June is the 6th month, the 66th month, and the 666th month. Anyway, just don't get my predictions twisted, okay? Elvis, Seattle, around June 11th. Trump head wound August 4th in Ohio. End of video.